The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Discretion is advised.
All right. I can't really hear myself right now, but that's okay, right?
Fine. I can hear you great.
As long as anybody else can hear me out there. Welcome to the program, Rare Form Radio. On this May 31st of 2020. That was an abrupt stop, no?
It's just how it is nowadays, you know?
I don't give a fuck at this point anymore.
Just blame Frank.
Yeah, it's a fucking Frank's fault. I think I saw him looting last night.
Shit. Too soon, dude. Our city.
But he was only looting like alien artifact places.
Oh, shit.
So
it's cool.
I could see, I let him slide on that. How are you, Dan?
I'm good. Living through a weird time, as we all are.
Yeah.
We're in the midst of countrywide riots and protests, riots, looting, peaceful protests, violent ones. You know.
Yeah, right down the street from me, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Places where I frequent with my children got looted last night.
Are there any places that you go to that have been like straight up destroyed?
Yeah, destroyed. I mean, for those of you not in our part of the country, if you were watching any of the LA footage last night, I was glued to it, obviously. Now, everything that was going on was literally down the street from me. So if I went out on my porch, I could hear the sirens and the screaming of people and helicopters, and I could see a sea of helicopters like in the sky, just lights, police helicopters, news helicopters. If you were watching any of the LA footage and you saw like the Melrose Mac place get destroyed, that's where I go to get all of my the computer that I'm using right now was bought at that store. Wow. Those two microphones back there were bought at that store. I take my children's iPads and computers and phones whenever there's an issue. I take them there. So to see that place get looted and completely just clean the fuck out, it's weird. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's horrible to see. Don't get me wrong. Anywhere in the country.
Yeah.
But when it's places that you go to, and I know I can wake up in the morning and drive over there, which I did this morning.
Okay.
And it's just gone. Everything in it's gone. The windows are gone. The whole front structure is gone. It's fucking insane.
Wow.
So the Grove, where I'm at that fucking place like twice a week with taking the kids to dinner or lunch. Like we know the people who own the restaurants there. Like they looted Nordstrom's and set shit on fire in there. It's fucking insane.
The Grove in LA is this like super mall that's outside, inside, and there's a farmer's market and a bunch of great restaurants. It's a pretty popular spot.
Yeah, it's like people who've come here to visit even go to the Grove and eat dinner or something.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yep.
So to see that was hardcore, and for my kids to see it was hardcore because we're watching the news, they get a peek, and they're like, what? Like, because it's right down the street, literally right down the street. I mean, I could walk there if I wanted to.
Right.
And yeah, it's fucking insane right now.
Were you living here in 92 for the LA riots?
I moved here right after the riots because I figured like I could get an apartment for a great price.
Cool. No window.
Yeah, no, I moved out here right after. I forget what month those riots were.
I don't know. I feel like it was like late winter or early in the new year. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I moved here in September.
When were the LA riots?
It happened May 4th, 1992.
May 4th?
Yeah, I moved here in September. So like after that summer, I moved here. And I mean, there was plenty of protesting going on in New York for that whole thing and little tiny acts of vandalism, but it was more of like just opportunistic kids taking an opportunity to try and get something, but it wasn't like it was here.
Hmm.
You know, and from what I understand from people that I'm friendly with that live here, even the riots weren't touching these areas that they have been touching now, and it wasn't, you know, this is nationwide. You know, like this isn't just happening here.
We are in the midst of a revolution, it feels like.
Yes.
And for the most part, I'm all about it.
Yeah, me too. I'm 100%. I mean,
About it.
if I didn't have children, I'd have been out there yesterday. I mean, I was very tempted, even just to go and shoot pictures and stuff of, like, you know, both sides of the whole issue. You know, but it's I knew it was gonna go. I knew it. I knew it was gonna go badly. And the horrible thing is, from what I know, because I know a bunch of people that went and were like out there, fucking
Same.
signs and
Hmm.
megaphones, and they were like, it was all fine. It was all peaceful. The protests were they were doing what they were supposed to do. You know, they were being heard. They were saying what they were saying. People were getting together, and then the fucking violence started. And there's a whole bunch of conspiracy shit with that too, from what my friends are telling me, that you and I will hopefully get into a little bit tonight.
Oh, I would love to.
Of
Shit.
Yeah, because of who was really starting the thing, and, like, you know, I had to explain to my children, because my son and I went and looked at all the damage today. Drove up and down Melrose, Beverly, Third, where all the stores got burnt out, were looted. I mean, it's like, you know, not to. I hate when people say, like, "Oh, it's like a war zone. It's like Gaza Strip." It's not. Okay, it's not like that, but it's pretty fucking bad. It's as bad as I've seen a neighborhood in one 10-hour period just get completely destroyed. Fucking vandalism everywhere. You know, Black Lives Matter, fuck the police, da 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 da.
Kill
My
cops.
name,
Yeah.
kill cops,
Yeah.
my just people's names. Like, come on, guys, make it matter and make it count. And, like,
Right.
I saw a bunch of stores that were boarded up that would have signs all over them, spray painted, that says black owned or immigrant owned, so that people would try and to save their business. Is like, dude, we're with you on this. Like, fucking back up.
Yep. Yep. The problem with the looting, as everyone knows, is it takes away from the actual message you're trying to get across.
Yeah. And then the media just went on the looting.
Yeah.
As soon as it started happening, the media was all about the looting.
Yep.
And, like, someone, you know, I have a few friends that live right in, my brother being one of them, actually, but I have a few friends that lived right in the middle of where all that shit was happening.
Hmm.
And they were like, you know, what you're seeing on the news is they focus on one store, and there's a bunch of people, and it's usually the same people. Like, the one thing that I was noticing when I was sitting there watching it with my wife last night, the same 3 or 4 cars with the same bunch of people, and they'd run in and out, make multiple runs, and get all the inventory and bring it out, dump it, and then go to another place and everything. And they're focusing just there. Every one of my friends all said the same thing when they looked out their balconies and could see the vandalism and the writing and it's all over Instagram and Facebook if you look hard enough. There's mostly predominantly young white people doing all the spray painting. There's a great thing that I sent you
Hmm.
where these young black women are yelling at these white girls that are writing on a Starbucks that I go to all the time with the kids, Black Lives Matter, and she's screaming, "What are you doing? Like, we don't want you to do that." They're going to turn around and say that it's us doing this. We're trying to help you, the white chicks, you know, all dressed in black.
Hmm.
We're trying to help you. You're not helping us. That's the woman screaming at them. They're going to blame this shit on us. And they are right now.
Yep. Of course.
That's exactly what's happening.
Of course. Of course. Of course.
It's insane. And it, like, I really was boiling last night, like, watching these people go in and loot everything. Like, after a while, it starts to look like rodents in a habit trail. Like, I'm like, this is fucking apocalyptic shit. It's fucking crazy.
Which is how a lot of people want us to see that as
Yeah,
road, as
exactly.
garbage, as
Yeah.
you know, uneducated, pathetic gangsters, thugs.
Well, if you,
called.
yeah, these looters, these thugs, like, let me tell you something, and I'll just make a for instance here. Say I own a business, and I'm not saying I would do this, but I'm desperate because my livelihood, especially because of COVID, my place is gonna close. I can't keep up. Once the world goes back to normal, I'm not gonna be able to put fucking food on the table. This business is gonna go out of business. I'm desperate, remember. There's protesting all around my store right now. Now it's getting violent. Hey guys that I know from down the street, go into my store, break the fucking windows, take out all my inventory, even if I recoup 50% of it, burn the fucking place down so that I can collect the insurance, open a new store somewhere, and I still got 50% of my shit to sell in that new store. If I'm thinking that as someone who wouldn't do that,
Right, sure.
people are thinking that who do.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, the way I was watching a lot of the footage, it seemed very systematic and organized, some of it. It didn't seem like anybody who was there just bum rush in and take a bunch of shit out and free money flying all over the fucking street. So that's my little conspiracy 2 cents. I mean, I grew up in a culture when you wanted to get a new car, you fucking stole your own radio and you and your friends drove it under a bridge and torched it and then called the cops and say your car got stolen so you could get the insurance. That kind of shit happens. Like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't do that, you know. I know plenty of people that did, you know. So all I'm saying is there's a lot of angles, man. We got to stop with the fucking it's this group, it's that group, it's this group, it's that group, it's that group, it's this group. You're too left, you're too right, you're too down the middle. You don't have an opinion. You do have an opinion. Your opinion's too strong. Like, shut the fuck up, everybody.
Yep.
We're dealing with a fucking pandemic, and people have been in their house in this city for fucking 3 months now, it seems like. And now everybody's gone crazy.
Sure, I'm sure that has such a factor in how intense this shit is getting.
Yeah.
Up, angry, brutality is still happening all the time, like straight up murder. And
I'm on that page.
So
I mean, that 100%, that was straight up. You can't, like, I don't understand how the guy, knowing that everybody was filming, like there were people filming, and even his buddies, not one of them had the fucking sense to be like, now's not the time to kill this guy in front of everyone.
So I have a thought. I think I have a feeling, a couple scenarios as to how that might have played out. Being a dude, you and me, like there's aggression in guys more than in women in general, right? So I feel like this cop was doing this to this guy. Maybe he is racist. He probably has some kind of issue with black people, thinking they're more criminal than not for whatever reason. The way I think it might have gone down is he's kneeling on the dude's neck, and all the civilians around are telling this guy, get off of him. Get off of him. You're killing him. And as soon as someone tells you what to do, you're like, fuck you. I'm the boss. Yeah. You don't tell me. And maybe he wanted to hurt him, and maybe he was proving a point to civilians that you don't tell me what to do, and now a dude's dead. Like this. This weird power pride thing.
Right. Well, I think, you know, there are people, I'm not going to say cops, people that suffer from that in the workplace. I'm the boss. You don't tell me, you know, boss, I want to take a break. I'm going to fucking pee my pants. Oh, too bad you can't. Like, it's a human thing for sure. But if you're going to be entrusted to serve and protect the people, which is what your job is, your job as a cop is not to fight crime. Your job is to serve and protect the community.
Yep.
Fighting crime falls under that umbrella, but there's a bigger fucking picture. Like, at least take your fucking knee off the guy and just hold him then. Like, I don't understand what the point to it all was.
I have family that are cops, and I have friends that are cops. And I talked to one of them yesterday, and this person wants to remain anonymous, but I asked, like, because I usually lean towards the police side because I have connections, and I've always just been taught that that's the way. So I asked this person, like, what do you think of this situation? And without hesitation, he said, that guy murdered him. It was murder. It was straight up murder. All four of them should be found guilty of murder. And he said, that is not how we are trained. That's just totally wrong. And this person said to me, like, the way I see it, as soon as you're in handcuffs, I won the fight. Like, they tussle, cops fight guys all the time, but as soon as they're handcuffed, it's over. The fight's over. I won. Yeah, that was straight up murder. And then back to conspiracy things. I have a friend who was in Hollywood yesterday and saw a white dude dressed in all black smashing a window out, just casual, walking next to it, smashing, not being a part of anything, no emotion. And this person did some digging, and this guy had an orange wristband on. So this person asked around, and apparently what's happening in Hollywood is that police officers are wearing certain colored wristbands when they go out to smash windows. So when other cops see, today it's orange, tomorrow it's going to be yellow. So if you see someone with an orange wristband, you know not to arrest them because they're on the force trying to make things look worse.
Okay, see, now we're getting somewhere.
Oh yeah, this is happening. I mean, this is someone I know who saw it firsthand.
I have a friend that was at the protest that started at Pan Pacific Park and went to the Grove and went all the way down Melrose and past the Beverly Center into Beverly Hills onto Rodeo Drive, the famous Rodeo Drive where all the luxury stores are and shit like
woman.
that. Yeah, and he was taking footage, and this is a guy who was protesting. You know what I mean, like a hardcore guy. And he was saying that the way, and I don't want to misquote here, so I'm just going to give you the gist, but the way that those police cruisers came up and were behind the police skirmish lines when the police like set
a boundary.
barriers. Yeah. Exactly. And he said the way that they weren't there when they were protesting, they were brought up behind the police and immediately caught fire, like that there was no way anybody got behind those lines of cops to torch those things. So he's saying they brought them there, they torched them so that the media could immediately focus on them. And then once they're all burnt up, people take pictures with them, blah, 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 stand on top of them and everything. I don't know if that's true or not, but I love hearing shit like that.
Well, someone showed video on Instagram of this like late 90s, early 2000s, like police cruiser. And in LA for sure, they're not using old cruisers, so they're thinking cops are bringing in old shitty cruisers and burning think I know the difference. But
and if you ask the question, well, why would they do something like that? Once you have that going on and police properties being burned and officers are in danger, rather, then they have right, if something really foul goes on, to say we were protecting ourselves.
Yeah. Yep.
Or we can start making arrests. We can start knocking heads. We can come out now in riot gear, Like, I have no problem with police coming out in riot gear when people are looting and burning the fucking city that I live in down. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
But to show up before that's happening in riot gear when it's just people protesting looks bad on their part, and it looks bad in my eyes too. So it's like, it gets very Wag the Dog. You know what I mean? And if you haven't seen that movie, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, it's a fucking great movie. Go see it. But it's all about that, like how it really works, how shit really goes down. Is that what happened? I don't know, but that's shit that I'm hearing. So I wasn't there. I can't verify or not. I'm just reporting what I heard.
And all this being said, too, we also have to talk about across the country, all these cops also who are deciding to march with the people and, take the knee and take off the riot gear and speak to their people of the town. That's, I've always said that the cops get such a bad rap. And I do think that the way majority are good folks. But we got to also acknowledge the ones that are actually trying to do good out there.
Yeah, I know. I went to high school with a lot of guys who became cops. I know them. I know their families. I know them since they're little kids.
Hmm.
These are New York guys, but um, yeah, they're good people.
Yep.
But the thing is when you have something wrong with the system, and it doesn't just go to the way that that minorities are treated by police in the streets, but how the jails are set up and what laws you go to jail for and what you don't. Like the whole system is fucked up.
Yep.
So when it's a systematic problem, you really can't afford to have a few bad apples in that line of work. So like I don't know how to fucking fix the system. I don't know how to police the police. I don't know how to, you know what I mean? Like how do you not let a maniac fucking racist guy slip in
Yeah.
there?
What does police oversight look like? What does an overhaul
Yeah,
look like? I don't know.
I don't know. And this whole like, always back your boys in blue if you're a cop, like that kind of shit's got to stop too. Like you got to, you know what I mean? Like if
So that's another thing I want to talk about. The cop I was talking to, um, when he said, that's straight up murder. They murdered that guy. I said,
Mhm.
why don't you say that? Why don't you come out publicly and post that on Facebook that you think this guy's a murderer? And he said to me, my chief asked us all not to speak on it.
right.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's my point.
The issue is everyone who's being brutalized, African Americans and whoever are getting like fucked up all the time, all they want is acknowledgement that like this guy broke the law. This guy is not one of us. This is a
Yeah.
bad cop. And
Yeah.
there is this loyalty within police.
Yeah, they got to start turning their backs on the bad apples and be like, dude, you just fucking can't. This is a new day. You can't, you know what I mean? But
Hold each other accountable.
and I get how dangerous it is, and I get that there's crazy motherfuckers out there, white, black, red, brown, male, female, trans. There are bad fucking people. The world sucks.
Hmm.
But it's got to change because like there's too many innocent people in the fucking fray here that get fucked up all the time.
Yeah.
It makes you think back, like I'm sure everybody's seen the side by side with the cop with the same fucking knee down next to Colin Kaepernick. Like that guy wasn't saying I hate the military or I hate America. He was saying that specifically about about police brutality towards minorities, African Americans in particular.
The irony
And
of kneeling is so.
dude, you can't write that in a script.
Yep.
The way that played out.
Goosebumps. Yeah.
I know. And it's like if you instead of fucking this guy's a piece of shit, he makes all that money, da 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 da. He said like, oh, I'm on TV all the time. I have a voice. I'm gonna make a stand here. And instead of fucking making it all division, well, he does. He doesn't have to say all that. Let's hear what he has to say because maybe he is trying to say something. It just makes you think, because I was one of those people too. Like, this guy is fucking blah 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 blah. Not that I cared that he was doing it, but I was just like, I took my own little, oh yeah, sure, Mr. in the streets, he's a football player. He's not dealing with that the way, and it's not true. I'm wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Now that you're saying it, I want to say too that like when the Black Lives Matter movement started, I was kind of like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. I was one of those all lives matter people, and I realize now that that's not the point. Like I'm also accepting that I was wrong in that, and now I'm all for it. I was convinced
Yeah.
that there was some kind of like gang, some violent group, but now I'm like, well, they should be fucking violent. Like that's how you get your shit back
Yeah.
together. And also, I told you last night, I think I'm taking a break from racist jokes for a while.
Oh, you think?
Oh yeah, my persona on this show is over for a while.
Yeah, you're
It's
gonna
not-
be a good little fucking white boy.
It's not funny to me right now. For the first time in my life, I feel like I'm not going to joke about it. We're at a turning point. We're in this.
Yeah.
I said earlier, revolution. It feels like it really is happening. Like the second civil rights movement or something. Like we're in it right now, and with the
Yeah, more. Go ahead.
I was saying with the pandemic and with the president saying this unbelievable shit on Twitter, like we are boiling over. We're fucking boiling over.
I know.
But
Thank
I mean,
God for the Persuader, which was out in full view in my home last night.
bet. I hope you don't have to use it.
No, I know. Me too.
Yeah. Because if for God forbid, like someone tries to loot your house and you're a tattooed white dude shooting a black guy on your lawn, like for fuck's sake, that's the last thing we need.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm not thinking to do any of that or whatever, but like, yeah, I got a fucking family to protect.
There would probably be a 20-year-old white kid with blonde hair.
That's exactly my fucking point. And I saw it yesterday. You know, I saw it. I saw it happening. It wasn't, you know, they broke open the CBS gates, you know, at CBS which is very close to me, the CBS studios.
Mm-hmm.
They broke them open with dumpsters. They put those huge, big industrial rolling dumpsters. They were bashing the gates and they got them open. It was like fucking 4 white kids doing it. Like, you know, come on, people. Like, and that clip that I showed you, I almost wish we could insert it in here.
Frank, right here. Frank, right here. Pause the video and put in that clip.
Yeah, because that's like says it all. And the way that these couple of white girls are just casually writing Black Lives Matter, and a black woman who obviously like was intelligent and cared a lot about what was going on at the protest was like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, like they're going to blame us. They're going to cut to me, you know, and then cut to that. And that's how it's going to go down. Like, you're not helping us here. And just, we're helping you. Like, just shut the fuck up. I'm really sick of white people too. I'm sick of all people.
I know. I know.
Sick of all fucking people, man. But
well, thank you guys for tuning into our comedy show. Oh, fuck it. Speaking of the pandemic, I saw an article last week talking about the hookers who are requesting that their Johns let them ride reverse cowgirl when they're fucking breathing each other's faces.
I think it was like it was somewhere where prostitution is legal.
Okay.
It was like some kind, and they were saying that
Amsterdam.
Is Amsterdam or some country where it's legal, and they were saying how to reopen prostitution, to have sex reverse cowgirl or from behind only, so that you're not breathing face to face. But like, I guess the bodily fluid exchange or even just sweat on sweat doesn't matter to them. But
I think it was Tinder or some kind of app sent out or had some kind of article where they're saying, if you're going to go on Tinder dates, go straight to sex and don't make out, because that's safer than it's easier to
if you're
COVID if you're kissing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want to be a loser about it.
Well, who's kissing any hooker?
You know
what I mean?
No. Okay. I mean, I would never
just go straight to the sex.
Right. Kind of like married couples at a certain point.
Exactly.
Oh, good stuff.
So like this all pales like, all right, here's the thing. Dan and I did a show the other night for you guys, and it was good. And they're going to miss out on it because something happened and it didn't record properly. Yours cut out halfway through.
Yep.
And then it was like technical and user error.
We went for a long one too.
Yeah. And we were talking about a bunch of shit that was really pertinent at the time that seems just so far in the past now.
Not even worse.
But like, yeah. We talked about the whole Jimmy Fallon doing blackface thing, which
let's not go back over that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, but my point being, I don't want to go back over it. My point being is like, does any of that kind of shit matter? Like an entertainer doing an impression of his friend, like who cares at this fucking point? You know, with what's going on now. So we had a whole show, and if you would have watched or listened to it a couple of days ago, it would have been great. But you guys missed out. That was just basically a FaceTime conversation between you and I. That was all it became.
The second time that's happened in the last month and a half or so.
Yeah, it makes me want to break all this equipment that I have in here.
So right after we did that, I was fucking livid.
Yeah, I was furious.
Because we haven't been doing these often, so when we get like the feeling to go do it, it's like, okay, cool, this is gonna be great. We can give it to the people. They've been asking nonstop, and then it gets lost. And I walked down the living room. My wife and I have been going for like a 2-mile walk every night, and she's like, "Are you going on the walk?" I'm like, "Yes." She's like, "Can I come with you?" I said, "Yes, but don't say a word to me. I don't want to talk." So we walked for 2 miles and didn't say one word. I just had headphones in and I was just stewing the entire time.
I know. It was the same thing with me. I couldn't fucking fall asleep because of it. Because I was like, motherfucker, like, this is why I fucking hate what's going on right now. And,
Yep.
You and I did talk about it on that Lost episode.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, we don't love doing it like this. We love doing radio. Don't get me wrong. I love doing the show. We want to bring you the best show that we can. And we're, because of that, just with the technical aspect and like me and you having a FaceTime conversation that are listening into, and like, I like to get out of my house. I don't want to be in here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to work, and have a studio and all that, whatever, bitching about a quality problem here. But, so yeah, we're going to bring you shows through all this. They might not be weekly, they might be bi-weekly, but we're going to wait until we can really get it, because we have plans to set up our own studio, which is just a construction issue at this point. As soon as when they build it, we will come.
Yes.
So,
yeah. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it'll be good. I'm excited to just fucking have the fucking place finished.
A place to go. Yep. There's something about
Froze
like,
on me.
oh yeah, got you now. There's something about going to a place and you lock into okay, it's time to do this. And just like
That's what
rolling into the office is like, okay, well, there's no talk to Todd again.
Yeah, I know. That's why I hate recording the show. I like doing it live for the obvious reasons. I like being able to take phone calls. I like going on at a time where it's like, if I am in the shittiest fucking mood possible, I know at 8:59 I got to get over it and start the show. Like, I like that pressure. And saying stuff where it's like, okay, we had a technical glitch that Frank is probably going to cut out and you probably won't see.
Yeah.
I like that, not being able to do that. Like, once I say something, I've said it and it's out there and there's nothing I can fucking do about it because it was live.
Mm-hmm.
I like that aspect. So
yep.
Hopefully we're going to get back to that soon.
The plan. We want to be doing live shows again and be able to get you on the phone and maybe Skype people in, do all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, for sure.
Speaking of the people, go ahead, please.
Yeah, let's do one thing before we get to some questions. Have you seen that there's a new thing on, and maybe people can chime in on this on the YouTube page or on the Rare Form Instagram? There's a thing called Celebrity Star Watch that's been going on. Have you seen that on TV at all?
No. Uh-oh.
It's worse than looting to me.
Oh shit! What do we got?
This is celebrities from their home, just like we're doing on Zoom, watching TV and commenting. So it's like some fucking C-level, B-level actress person that's on some show watching another show. A lot of times it's reality shows or stuff, and just commenting, like, it keeps cutting, like, oh my god, they're gonna go do this, oh, do you think they're gonna hook up, blah blah blah, and I'm like, this is why the country's falling apart, because, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it is the most vile, disgusting thing to me to be that arrogant and pompous to think that anyone gives a shit about some fucking low rent fucking actor being on TV to watch another shitty show and commenting on it because there's a pandemic.
Like, I don't want to see Dean Cain watch The Bachelor.
Yeah, just because they want to be on TV more.
Ooh.
We're supposed to be shooting now, and now I'm not going to be on fucking TV. Like, you know this about me. Like, you could turn around and say, well, you're doing a YouTube thing that's going to be, I hate this, and Dan knows it, right? I like rolling up and not being seen and blah, 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 and talking shit.
Right.
But, like, it's fucking mind-blowing that people actually watch this, or that producers think this is a good thing that we should do. It's like, you talk about a systemic problem, like with police and people and socialization and class gentrification of neighborhoods and blah, 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 and this and that. Like, that's, you got to stop that shit too. And I'm not fucking joking here. Like, it is disgusting to me.
Where is this, like, on
I caught it for a second.
or is it on, like, the internet?
No, it was on TV. Like, I caught it. I was like, Celebrity Star Wars, what the fuck is this? And I watched like 3 minutes of it. I'm like, oh my God, are these fucking people talking and commenting about other shows that are going on? Like, all right, look, I'm a Naked and Afraid fan. Do you watch that show, Dan?
Love it.
All right, so last week they have like the XL where it's like fucking 10 people and they go 40 days, right? They had past contestants doing that, but they were on that show. So there was like a relatability factor. Oh, I know what that guy feels like. Oh, da da da. And they're also part of the cast of prior seasons. So like, it's almost a little enjoyable to watch people that have been through it comment on it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mind that as much.
Sure.
But I caught this thing and I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's like people on their couch having wine and cheese, like in LA. Like, just the whole fucking disgusting, you know what I mean? Vile way of Hollywood life, how it's supposed to be on TV, you know?
The ego to think that people want to watch that.
The fucking balls, and the fucking balls to do it. Like, if I was on some fucking TV show, which I would like to be on a TV show, you know what I mean? Like, hey. And they were like, we want you to comment on a bunch of other shows, like a Talk Soup type of thing. Watch them in real time and comment while you're drinking on the couch with another show person from your show or something. I'd be like, fuck no. While people are fucking losing their jobs and starving and fucking now looting and rioting and having their businesses burned down. And I don't know if I could fucking pay for my kids' fucking private school after this. Like, and all that, all those kind of, like, those are quality problems that I have, but it's a problem.
Right.
Like, and people aren't, and you want me to fucking sell my dick out on a fucking couch and drink wine and eat cheese and comment on someone else's shitty fucking show? I'd be like, fire me.
Yeah.
Fuck you, fire me.
Right.
Or record what I'm saying right now and put that out.
Do you remember who you saw, who you were watching?
Within 35 seconds of realizing what was being thrown at me from my own screen that I went out and spent money on, I immediately was like, are you kidding me? And I just changed it. I wouldn't even give it the rating, like, of whoever's checking the boxes, like, and figuring out who's watching what.
Right.
Like, I want whoever's spying on my fucking stuff, I want them to know that I turned this fucking piece of garbage off in seconds.
Oh, man. That sounds brutal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway.
What else are you watching? Have you started the Jeffrey Epstein documentary?
No, I've heard from so many people it's amazing, but I haven't started it. I was going to start it last night, but then the news was all I was watching last night because literally my city was burning down around me, so I watched that instead.
Yeah, people always ask us about documentary recommendations. Netflix has a new one called Filthy Rich. It's a 4-part deep dive on Jeffrey Epstein and like how he got his money and how he fucked maybe hundreds of underage girls and certain people that were involved. It's like I'm starting to think he was a bad dude, but incredible. I've watched the first two and I can't wait to watch the next two. But god damn, man,
Juan Epstein. It's a documentary about Juan Epstein.
Who
Do
the
you
hell-
even know who?
idea.
You know, you're too young.
Is it
Juan Epstein.
dead?
Yeah. Juan Epstein is a character from Welcome Back, Kotter TV show.
Okay,
You wouldn't-
okay.
That
I
one's
mean,
gonna go over your head.
Here. How about this? Good one, Todd. That was a great one. That was a great joke. Love the reference.
I haven't been watching a lot of shit, man. Like I said, I think I've said it in our past shows. When I am super busy and life is what used to be normal, I like saying, you know what? I'm going to fuck all my responsibilities right now and I'm going to watch like 10 episodes of this one show. But when I have all the time in the world to do it, I don't want to watch TV for some weird reason. You know what I mean? I've been doing a ton of other work, which has been great, but
That's good.
yeah, I've been really working on a lot of other shit that I haven't done, like, you know, stuff that I wanted to finish that I didn't, and then getting all that shit done. But like, I haven't been watching a lot of TV other than like Bill Maher and the usual
Hmm.
shit like that. But I need to get into some docuseries again. But I did come up with a genius idea. Here's
Right.
another one, another little gripe that I have. This is going to be an art project of mine.
Okay.
So, you know how there are certain people on Instagram, social media, that you never see a picture of them. It's just food that they've eaten.
Uh-huh.
Like I've seen a lot of them, and I usually just unfollow, not out of spite or anything. It's just like I don't really care to see the fucking food that you're eating come up my feed every day.
Not
There's a
personal.
lot of-
You don't care.
yeah, it's not personal. I just like I don't care. Like it's just a weird thing to me to post your food. Look at the sushi we're eating. Look at this fucking crazy burger that was some fucking fancy place and da da da. So I want to do a page where for like 3-4 months I go out to a fine dining type place, high end sushi, or like a famous burger that's like, you know, stacked crazy and everybody talks about it, like popular food. I want to eat at one of those places every night for like 3 months, 90 days, and take a picture of the shit that I have after I've eaten it and do a side by side so that
Yes.
this is what it looked like and this is what it looks like, pretty much the same every fucking time.
It all becomes the same at some
It
point.
all becomes the same at some point, no matter how much you paid for that food, no matter how fancy it looked, no matter what the presentation was on it. And I'm making an artistic statement. I don't know what statement I'm making, but it's an artistic one.
You'll figure it out down the road.
I
Just
guess
start the project.
whatever you see is what it means, you know, one of those kind of art things.
Right. That's a good idea. What would you call the page?
Chomp and dump.
Oh,
uh,
fuck. Chomp and dump. It's a pretty good one.
Fine feces. High end feces.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
I don't know. But if you have any name suggestions, you know, we can do a collaboration type of thing. People can send them to our Instagram, Rareform Radio, at Rareform Radio.
At Rareform Radio, yes.
Yes.
Also, we have a new shirt coming out. People have been asking forever about getting the Lips logo on a shirt. That is coming. It might be up by the time you guys hear this.
Is there going to be a lipless one for like the full, you know, the full lips that I have for one shirt and the lack of any lip for your shirt? Or maybe mine on the front and yours on the back, or yours on the front and mine on the back.
So we have some Todd specific merch. We have the Todd's mug. We have another Todd shirt coming out at some point in the next few months that we've been sitting on, and
Which one is that?
I'll show you afterwards. You've seen it. You liked
Okay.
it. Yeah. And maybe we'll do a special limited run of No Lip Dan logo that people can buy.
The No Lip Gang.
Yes.
That's what that was what the original when Riley Perez, he was the originator of
Oh yeah.
like if you were part of the No Lip Gang.
And he's still like, if we text or if he comments on something on Instagram, he's still. I've become. My name is No Lip Dan, which is kind of I'm kind of into it now. The fact that like a badass prison dude gave me a nickname, I'm pretty stoked about it.
That's your name on the yard.
Lip Dan. Which you would think it means like, don't give him any lip because he'll fuck you up. But in all actuality, it just means
Yeah.
lips. They don't exist. Ah.
Does that make your wife No Lip Megan?
No, because she has plump, beautiful lips on her face too.
That was where I was gonna go. So you took the joke from
All right.
me.
Damn it, I fucked it up. That's the problem with having.
No, take it.
Yeah.
Take it.
But yeah, we're
All right.
same thing here.
So we're on the same wavelength here.
Yeah. Oh, we'll do some listener questions.
Yeah, sure.
All right, we've got a few of these in.
You have reached the voicemail box of
Rare Form Radio.
Please leave a message after the tone.
All right, what do we got here? Here we go.
Would love to hear Todd's thoughts on people with accounts for their dogs on Instagram.
I would like to know your thoughts on this.
I mean, this kind of falls under the food thing a little bit. I just I just think it's so fucking stupid. Like, first of all, you don't know if your dog wants a page. Maybe he doesn't want that kind of exposure.
Maybe your dog's insecure.
Right. Maybe he's a little overweight,
Mm-hmm.
or he didn't get enough sleep. He's got bags on their sides, whatever the fucking case is. I just think, like, shut the fuck up. I get that you love your dog, and it's fine to love your pet. But to force it on the rest of the world, and you can say, well, then don't follow it. But just the fact that it's out there is kind of a little bit forceful. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one cares. No one gives a shit. Even people who love dogs will turn around and be like, oh, cute. Oh, that's cute. But it's just like showing a picture of my kid. When I show pictures of my kids to people, I can immediately feel, unless they ask, like, oh, do you have a picture of your kids or whatever? And I'll show them. But I can feel even when they ask. They're like, oh, yeah, cute or good looking. Oh, she's such a cutie, or he's a good looking boy, or whatever it is. I could tell they really don't give a fuck. It's just a social thing to say.
Why would they care?
Yeah. I don't want to see pictures. When someone says, hey, can I see a picture of your kid? And I show them, and I know that they have kids. I don't reciprocate just because socially I'm told I should.
Mm-hmm.
I just say, okay, what else you want to talk about? Thought I was going to ask to see your kids, didn't you, you fucking moron? I don't care. They're not my kids. They're not my dogs. I don't care about seeing them. If I want to see dogs, I'll go on YouTube and say, put in dogs and watch videos on different breeds. But like your dog out on a walk, or your dog with some cute thing in its mouth, or your dog with a fucking kid. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, there's no reason to make a page. Like, think of something better to do with your fucking time. I'm not saying don't love your dog. Love your dog. I love my dog.
It should be required of pet owners to love your animal.
Yeah.
But,
and like, yeah, he'll slip into a fucking picture every once in a while in a post, but to make a page with his name on it and his likes, because people do shit like that. And it's just like, again, they're burning down the world. It's fucking, there's pandemic. Like, shut the fuck up about you and your fucking stupid dog.
You know what it is? It's the celebrity star watch of Instagram pages.
Exactly.
Yep. Bring it back around to some other.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's dumb. Really, really dumb. Unless, I'm going to take it back. I am into it as long as the dog started and runs its own Instagram page.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Taking selfies and like posting.
And like a documentary made about him starting his own page and what a miracle it is that he understands how to type and
who's Alex? Who's the person that does all the HBO documentaries? Alex Gibney. If Alex Gibney does isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. The guy who did the Scientology one and all. Yeah.
If that person does a documentary on the dog that runs his own Instagram page, I'm all about it. But until that day, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, it bothers me. It does bother me personally.
Yeah,
personally bothers me.
Yeah, you personally
want to take a picture with your dog and put it on your page every once in a while. I'm fine with that.
Of course,
but to make a page for your pet, like, dude, you're a fucking loser. You have some social skills that you need to work on.
Yep. Follow Aubrey's page. Watch her sleep and eat bones.
Yeah, I don't even give a shit if it's like on a fucking surfboard and doing cool shit. Yep. Like again, if I want to search for that, I'll search for it.
Yeah,
on YouTube. Yeah, a squirrel on a fucking set of skis, and even that, like, it's been done.
Yep.
I don't want to see a dog on a skateboard. It's been done. I don't want to see a squirrel on a fucking little back of a fucking little toy boat on water skis. Oh, why not? That would sound cool because it's been done. Unless it's the first thing unless you're doing a first, I don't want to see it.
I will say this: if there was an entire page of monkeys pulling little girls off of benches, I would watch. That would be the only page I'd.
Excuse me, COVID.
Did you hear about the monkeys that stole the vaccine?
No.
The world is fucking falling apart. So these, I think it was in India.
Wait.
What? You're good?
You cut out for a second. You're good now.
I think it was in India, but the scientists have been working on a COVID vaccine, and a lot of people are getting relatively close. And they were coming out of the lab, I think, with the vaccine, and these monkeys came up and stole the vaccine and ran away with it. I just took it. This is how movies start. This is how 20 days later started.
Yeah.
Good shit.
So funny.
All right, what else we got here?
Hey guys, Uncle Creepy here. I love the show, love everything about it, really love the intro that Dan made for it. But every time I hear it, it reminds me of Lemmy's old band Hawkwind. And I was wondering if Dan was inspired in any way by Hawkwind when he created the show intro.
Hawkwind. I'm not familiar with Hawkwind.
Hawkwind's Lemmy's first band, and it was very dreamy and psychedelic. It was nothing like Motorhead.
Did he sing in it as well?
Yeah, there's some singing that he does in it, but I like it. I mean, I discovered it well after Motorhead, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's one song in particular. I forget the fucking title of it right now. But yeah, I think you dig it, actually.
I mean, that little clip was very muffled, but it sounded cool. I might dig into it. But question, no, it was not inspired by Hawkwind or anything, really. There's just noise. But thank you, Creepy, for listening. What else we got here? I don't know what this one is. What's this?
Hey guys, I'm just wanting to find out, and this is a stupid fucking question, but do you guys genuinely come across people in day-to-day life that looks at the fucking shit that Trump comes out with and goes, "Oh my God, he's fucking onto something, man. Like, he's the man to listen to." Yeah. Like, do you actually come across those people? And if so, how do you not punch them all in the fucking mouth? Yeah. Love the show, guys. Catch yous.
That is a good question. Do you have an answer?
What was the question?
Do you come across Trump supporters who dig his messages?
I mean, I know some people that are Trump supporters, but not in my day to day. I mean, not living in LA, not with the people that I'm usually, people I grew up with more. I get a lot of from back home.
Mm-hmm.
I am shocked at that a lot of times because growing up in New York, we grew up with Donald Trump, 80s Donald Trump, and he was a fucking joke. He was a joke then.
Yeah.
Like he was this guy who poised himself as this business guy. He was always claiming bankruptcy. He was always bilking people. Like, we just grew up with him as like, this guy's a fucking joke. And the rest of the world kind of buys into the fact that he's something that he's kind of just not. And that was the mentality. But then a weird thing happened. And when he started getting political, a bunch of these people jumped on his bandwagon. And I'm like, my whole thing with people that I grew up with that I know who are into him or whatever, were like, yeah, fucking, he's gonna make the country great again. Yeah, great. Like, I'm like, don't you remember? You know what I mean? Like, don't you remember who this guy was? Like, he wasn't fooling anybody back then. What happened?
And you guys know this dude. Like he was.
Yeah, like, yeah.
He's been with you.
That's why he could. Yeah, he's from New York. That's why he couldn't win New York in the election, is because we got his fucking number from fucking day one. Like, this guy's full of shit. And that's the thing, that if he's asking, like, do I ever want to just fucking punch someone in the face? America's a big fucking place, and there's a lot of in between. And you got like a few major cities on the outsides that kind of think one way, and a lot of the people in the middle think another way. And it doesn't make me want to punch them in the face for thinking that way, kind of the middle ground there, or his supporters, because like, I know how they think anyway. It's not the outrageous things that he says and does that makes me mad. And I hate getting fucking political on here, you know that. I'm talking about just personally, a personal gripe that I have. It's not the things that he says, it's the fact that he's full of shit about them and knows it.
Yes.
He knows he is.
Yes.
And, if you're a Howard Stern fan, which, obviously Dan and I are, he said it perfectly a few weeks ago, and I'm going to paraphrase, and I'm trying not to steal from the guy, but he's absolutely right. I think he's absolutely right. He's in well more of a position to know about this than I would, because he's a friend of his and had him on the show many times. He doesn't like the people that are his base.
He's a fucking Democrat.
He was a Democrat. He turned a Republican because that's the ticket he was going to win on. That's the platform he was going to win on. He's a New Yorker. He's, with this redneck kind of racist kind of game that he plays in a weird way, is some of it's sheer stupidity and some of it's very well thought out political strategy, I think. That's what makes me want to punch people in the faces, is don't you realize he hates you?
Yes.
He hates the type of people you are. He's disgusted by, like, no matter what he tweets, no matter what he says, like, it's not about, when he slams the Democratic mayor in Minneapolis or whatever, he's pleasing his base. I don't really think he gives a fuck about it. He's playing a strategy. He's playing a political fucking game with that kind of stuff. And it's the blindness of people that makes me want to punch people in the face. Like, you don't even realize how fucking played you're getting.
Behind closed doors, he sees them as dumb white trash who will just lick up anything he lays down. And that's
You're not gonna and you're not gonna flip any of those people. You're
No.
not gonna say, "Hey, look, here are the holes. Here's the timeline. Here's what he did. Here's what he didn't do. I don't care." Like, that's what's there. He doesn't need to.
Yep. It's we can move past this quickly, but I do get annoyed. Basically my entire family are Trump supporters. I'm like on this island by myself, and it's fucking weird. But I give a pass in a way to people that voted for him the first time. But if you vote for him again, you've pretty much lost me. I feel like you just can't morally. I don't understand it.
I just don't see why at this point. Like, the whole thing was "Make America Great Again." If that's the slogan. Well, we're in the middle of a pandemic, which I know isn't his fault.
Well,
to a degree, like he didn't create it.
No, he did
put
not.
it that way.
Did not.
Whether he slow walked it or it's gonna be fine or like all these people who are fucking kissing Fauci's ass too. In the beginning, he was like, "You don't need a mask. It's fine." It's the same fucking thing. So it's like not just him.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Nope.
So, but like, and now the looting and the rioting and murder and like the divisiveness and this and that. Like, all right, even if you like what's going on right now, like for both sides, we like that it's getting revolutionary, or you like that it's getting more racist, people, it's finally out and now we could be who we want to be type of thing. If you're on either one of those those ends of those spectrums, it's just not great again. Like, it's just not, there's nothing great about this for either side.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I don't really fucking like to talk politics in that sense, but like, I think they're all full of shit. All of them. Every single one of them.
Like that. That always comes after these discussions, and I don't like that people say that. I get your point. I know what you're saying, but it kind of lets him off for the shit that he said. So I don't like that. Like,
but they all are. But they all are full of shit. I get I get a warmer human vibe from Obama as a person.
I think Obama cared. I think George Bush cared. I think Bill Clinton cared. I think Ronald Reagan cared about Americans. I don't think this guy did, which is why I can't even put them all in the same group.
Well, maybe on that and in that subtext you can't, because I don't believe he cares either. I believe he cares about fucking money. You know what I mean?
Himself, just himself. I think himself. That's it.
But they're all full of shit. Every one of them are full of shit. Maybe they care and they wish that they didn't have to be, but that's the game that they're playing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's when it comes down to when you hear people talk about, like, it's not just this one incident with what happened in Minneapolis. It's a systemic, cancer that's been happening since the evolution of this country's birth and across the world with, you think it's racist here, try being Israeli and going to Palestine. Try being a Palestinian and going to Israel. You know what I mean? Like, the whole world hates each other. It's not just here.
Right. But we're getting closer to those kind of countries, it feels like, too, which is weird.
Right. But the point is we should all be moving away from that everywhere,
Yes.
So, but like I said, I get your point that that maybe there's a sense of he doesn't care. I'll agree with you than other past leaders that we've had here. But they're in a game in politics that you just have to be full of shit and do fucked up things and do dirty shit. That's just the way it is.
Everyone who has held office has their own agenda, and you have to sell part of your soul here to get a little bit here all the time. So you're constantly going to be contradicting yourself and doing things that are against right and wrong.
Yeah, and you know what I say about the whole thing? Politics is nothing but lens flares.
That's true. And that reminds me that, like, if you really boil it down, tomorrow is just the future's yesterday, and that's just where we're at right now.
I'm gonna leave. If you say that ever again.
You're not, because you know it's the truth. You do know it's the truth.
All right, go to the next fucking question. I'm starting to lose gas.
Okay, we'll do 2 more quick questions here.
This one's for Dan specifically. You get to see Nine Inch Nails perform 2 albums with like a 15-minute intermission in between. Which 2 albums are you going to see?
Well,
can I just say one thing first?
Yes. I'm ready. I'm ready.
This one's for Dan specifically.
That dude would be the worst whisperer of all time. Like nothing. Imagine him in church.
Come here, bro. I gotta tell you something.
Yeah.
This one's for Dan specifically.
Did you hear that?
It is abrasive. The answer to that question, I have seen Nine Inch Nails do the Downward Spiral in its entirety. So I've already seen that. So I would pick The Fragile because it's like 26 songs. So it's like a freebie. Huge. And I would pick Pretty Hate Machine because there are songs on that record I've never seen them play live. That's my answer. Do you have an answer?
I would say Pretty Hate Machine too, just because I love that album. But yeah, I mean, I love all of their stuff, but that was new when I was coming from a very metal-y place, and I was like, "What's this song?" Like the first song on the fucking album,
Head Like a Hole.
Head Like a Hole.
Yep.
When I first heard that, I was like, you know, like, what's this?
Right.
What's this? You know, so that I would love to see that album in its entirety played.
That was 1989, so the tail end of like the metal era.
Yeah, I mean, I was fucking all Metallica, Megadeth, and hardcore, and punk shit, and Maiden and stuff like that still at that age. So when I heard that, and Jane's had that effect on me too. Like, what's this?
Well, we said it before, but Jane's had the amazing ability to have, when you listen to a Jane's Addiction album, or even certain songs, within the same song, there's funk, there's metal, there's punk, there's like hippie, Grateful Dead shit, like all jammed into one record or song. Like no other band has ever done that before.
Yeah, I liked it all except for the Grateful Dead shit.
Right. I was never a fan of that. One more question.
Acid many times at Dead shows and hung out in the parking lot, but I never was into the music.
Did you watch that Acid doc yet? The psychedelic, whatever on Netflix?
No, there's so much I need to catch up on right now.
I know. You got to get to work. All right. One more song and then we'll wrap it up. I mean, one more question.
Hi guys. I've been really struggling with something, and I've been losing a lot of sleep over it. I'm so stressed out. And I figured I could ask you guys maybe for some help. Is Todd staying safe?
Bye.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in.
This is Lola, and I'm here to tell the world to stop being such pussies and listen to Rare Form Radio.